Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick. This is You Don't Scare Me, a channel where we debunk ghost videos and all things paranormal. So without further ado, we're going to get into this compilation, Top 10 Scariest Haunted Dolls of All Time by Goose Pimples. We're going to be taking a look at and dissecting and debunking where we can with logic and reasoning. So let's get into it.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
I recognize that this is the cold open for the video, but I actually went and found the original video and checked the comment section to see if anybody was falling for it, and apparently a lot of people believe that this is a paranormal thing, but it's a prop with an additional battery pack placed elsewhere in the doll with the animatronic spinning head. It's a Halloween prop, it's not a haunted doll, so we can put that one to bed right away.
Oh my fucking god, I swear to god, this thing just fucking looked at me. Oh my.
I recognize that in this video it does actually visually appear that the monkey does look at the woman with like moving its eyes, but in reality the monkey doll has glass eyes and it's reflecting the paper that she's taking off the top of the doll. That's all. First off, it's not a doll. Second off, it's a motorized unit. It's electric, so it's just not off.
Hi.
It's a newborn. It's called a reborn. It's called a reborn doll. Gross. It's a marionette doll being controlled by a string. Kind of like Pinocchio. Well, I mean, Pinocchio didn't have strings. But like in the puppet show that he participated in, it made it look like he had strings, and then they cut the strings. You know, I got no strings to hold me. You get it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my.
If I saw that, I would be shitting myself and running for the hills. But the person is just sitting there going, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!" I mean, I guess whatever, but still. It's probably just somebody who's just behind the closet door yanking a little string. I really wish these things could be paranormal because that'd be a hell of a lot more interesting, but they're too easy to explain.
Salta, pequeño. Salta, pequeño. Vamos. Vamos para allá. Te gusta caminar arriba de los troncos, ¿verdad? Bueno.
That doll is the same as this one. It's just tiny. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. It's not paranormal.
Entonces Alexa se escucha que se está riendo Sol. Alexa, ¿de qué te estás riendo?
El muñeco me contó un chiste buenísimo.
¿Qué estás diciendo?
Do you think haunted dolls are the real deal?
No.
Or are they just creepy stories made to freak out little kids? Haunted or not, there's something undeniably eerie about those lifeless eyes, always watching, never blinking. And hey,
let me tell you a story. When I was a kid, we used to have something called a Rosie doll, or maybe the doll was just named Rosie, or something. It was a baby doll. It was a large, maybe not large. I was a very small child at that time, so perhaps not that large at all. Anyways, we had this doll. My sister had the doll, and it terrified the shit out of us. When you tilted it back, its eyes would close, and when you tilted it forward, the eyes would open. We were terrified of it. Amanda as well. Well, my sister. Sorry. My sister as well. My sister's name is Amanda. Anyways. I had a nightmare when I was a kid. Looking through cribs. Crib walls. Crib thing. Like, I'm talking, this is how young it was. I have a very good memory for basically most of my core memory life. I mean, I don't remember a lot of things, but this is one of the things that I remember vividly. I was lying in my crib, that young. I looked through the bars and the Rosie doll floated into the room and looked at me through the crib bars. I think we burned the doll. My grandmother found it at an antique show or an antique market or something like that. Maybe it was a thrift store or something. She brought it home for my sister. And yeah, we were all terrified of it. I think even my parents didn't like it. It was creepy or something. But it gave us nightmares. It was like probably only around for like a week or two, but we ended up burning it, I think. I think we burned it. I'll ask my mom, see what happened to the doll, but I'm pretty sure either we just threw it in the garbage or we burned it.
If your doll starts acting weird, maybe it's time to toss them, or better yet, just pack up and move.
Remember when you were a kid, fascinated by ghost stories, jumping at every opportunity to try a new paranormal game? I bet you tried everything.
My sister made a Ouija board out of cardboard when she was younger, when we were living in Brampton. She convinced her friends that there was a spirit in our house. I feel like we did do a lot of that kind of stuff. There was a story in my old school when it was elementary school, that there was a particular bathroom wall that if you knocked on it, it would knock back, and that there was a secret basement under the school, and if you spoke specific words in the mirror while you're in there, that a secret passage would open. This was before Harry Potter came out, by the way. Yeah, we messed around with some of that stuff. Bloody Mary in the bathroom, and we always knew it was bullshit, though. Like, never really scared us. Although we didn't like being in the dark. Anyways, it's irrelevant. Let's keep watching the video. I feel like we're rapidly moving away from dolls, even though the video is titled Top 10 Scariest Haunted Dolls of All Time. So let's see.
Bloody Mary, the elevator game, Three Kings, Ouija board, the midnight game, and so on, right?
Yeah.
Well, these girls are just like that. The only difference is they're actually crazy enough to mess with a real-life haunted doll and decide to invoke its spirit, only if they knew what would come of it. Take a look.
Nah, never mind. I'll get canceled for saying that.
Nada, está bacana. Apura, mira, ya estoy grabando. Mi abuelita dice, harto miedo le tienen, apaga la luz. Mi hermano ha dicho visual con sus amigos, dice que harto miedo da. No creo. ¿Verdad? Ya, apura, prende la vela, prende la vela. Catalina, Catalina, vuelve a la vida. Lo que el diablo te da, el diablo te quita. Catalina, Catalina, vuelve a la vida. Lo que el diablo te da, el diablo te quita. En nombre del demonio, manifiéstate hoy, aquí y en este día. En nombre del demonio, manifiéstate hoy, aquí y en este día. ¿Ves?
I think the doll just settled into place. I think that the candle and their breath and everything is warming the space up. It's warming the doll up. The doll just shifted into place. I don't think it's anything paranormal. I'm never going to think it's paranormal. It's okay if you do. I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm telling you what I believe. That's the point of the channel. It's not so much to say ghosts don't exist, just that this isn't proof of it.
Imagine the adrenaline of seeing it responding to your summoning. Bet you'd react just like that.
The thing is, I don't really know that I would. I know what I'm going to title this video. Watch as I calmly explain why these aren't ghosts. Or something along the lines. I feel very calm. If something moved in front of me when I'm trying to summon the devil, I'd be like, sweet. Keep the camera rolling. Let's see if we can get that to happen 2 or 3 more times. Then it's repeatable, and then it's scientific. Unless you can repeat it multiple times without fail, it's not scientifically viable evidence.
What makes this video even creepier is the actual words they're chanting and how real their reaction seems.
Catalina, Catalina, vuelve a la vida. Lo que el diablo te da, el diablo te quita. En nombre del demonio, manifiéstate hoy, aquí y en este día.
I believe the correct term for this is some sort of psychosomatic confirmation bias, where you believe that something is paranormal. So you start looking for evidence to support the idea that it's paranormal, but you then pick up mundane, innocuous things and then falsely attribute them to the paranormal thing that's happening. In this, that the doll has been placed on the chair, albeit I don't think that they took time to ensure that it was positioned correctly in a way that it wouldn't move. Then they applied some form of weight onto the hinges, onto the joints, by placing the bracelet on the doll's hands. You've added weight, and you have to understand that if you have something that's quite long, when you add weight close to where the base is, it doesn't interact very much. But that same amount of weight applied at the end, it's like leverage. It's a lever. So when they placed the likely stone bracelet, they look like little stones. They placed them on the hands, and the weight is multiplied by the factor of the length of the arm in relative position to how far away from the body it is. So the weight is primarily distributed on the upper hand, the hand that is higher than the other one. See what I mean? So after a specific amount of time, there might be some give in the joint that holds the arm up, that causes the arm to fall down, and because of the shift of weight of the bracelet moving down, it would also impact the relative position of the entire doll, making it look like the head moved as well. You understand what I'm trying to say?
While investigating a Mexican cemetery where many locals swear they caught dolls moving by themselves, these ghost hunters expected to capture something spooky, but they never expected the huge creep fest that they were about to witness. Take a look.
Fantastic exposition. It explained absolutely nothing about the video we're about to watch.
Movió la cabeza, güey. Sí se movió, güey. Se está moviendo la rodilla, güey. ¡Ay, otra vez, güey! Sí, se movió.
I went back and forth in this clip and paid attention to one of the dolls each time I looked at it. None of those dolls moved.
No puede ser. Sí, amigo, sí se miró. ¡Colo!
Well, shit. You know what? The doll moved. There's nothing particular in the video that supports the fact or the idea or the presented fact that this is actually a cemetery. It merely looks like a cemetery. It may be just a setup in somebody's backyard, which would mean that they would have access to it and that they could apply strings and move them as they see fit. I'm not going to go find the original video. I don't really care. There is an explanation for it. It's my opinion that somebody's puppeteering it with a string. It's the most logical explanation. realistically, if you really want to argue it, consider for a moment that you're arguing that an invisible entity is capable of manipulating a physical object in this world in a way that is easily detectable by our human eyes, and yet for some reason completely undetectable in the general community with general equipment. It's not a replicable thing. We're seeing an anecdotal moment. I could repeat it by tying a string to the arm and lifting the string. But if I stood there and waited for the doll to move, I would die of old age before it moved. Well, I suppose it would decay, and that would cause it to move, but not in this way.
Who don't love some creepy dolls moving on their own, right?
Güey, parece que se movió otro. No, sí se movió, güey. El más grande, mira. Se está moviendo, güey. Güey, se levantó. No puede ser. El segundo de una orilla se levantó. El segundo... güey. El segundo que está con el de gorro. Amigos, miren, ese mono se movió. Es el único que tiene gorro ese a un lado.
Yeah, the doll moved again. I don't really have an explanation for it other than it must be string somehow. There do seem to be windows on the left and right. It is an enclosed space, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's impenetrable or inaccessible. The way that the dolls move, they move in a specific direction and then stop, and then fall back into their resting position. You could tie string around it. You could. If the space to the left is a window, then it's possible to access that window and reach in and manipulate the dolls with string. If this door opens, then they're manipulating the doll with string through the door. It's not paranormal. It's never going to be paranormal. That's unfortunate but true. It's sad but true by Metallica.
Güey, ¿qué pasó, güey? Parece que algo en el suelo se movió. ¿Dónde, güey? En el suelo se movió algo, güey. No, se está moviendo un mono para la puerta, güey. Sí, güey. Para la ventana, mira la ventana, güey. Mira. Ese mono que está ahí, güey. Ese es, sí, es un mono. ¿Qué es, güey? No sé qué es.
Well, now we have confirmation that what they're standing in front of is a door. And we have confirmation that there are windows. We also have confirmation that the person accidentally let slip that they know that it's a monkey that's being pulled towards the door. Everything has been manipulated towards the camera person. Everything is being pulled towards the camera person, and therefore, the person pulling the objects are near the camera person. That person knew that it was a monkey. It's kind of like one of those moments in the movies where they say, you never asked me you never told me what your name was. You know what I mean? Or you never told me what their name was. And thus revealing the killer or criminal in some way. You never mentioned that it was a monkey. I mean, they did, but you get what I'm trying to say here.
Arriba, el de arriba, güey, se movió de arriba. Se está moviendo de todos lados. Acá arriba se movió uno. Acá arriba se movió uno. Se está moviendo de todos lados, güey. Sí, es cierto, sí se está moviendo, güey. ¿Quién eres?
What's most fascinating about this video is
once again it was pulled towards the door, and that's why it settled into its position. And then it was pulled towards the door again, which caused it to fall off the shelf. Everything is being manipulated towards one direction. It's string. Everything is on a string.
the way so many dolls move in multiple directions when there's a glass window on both sides and a lock on the door. making it incredibly hard, if not impossible, to create those movements with strings without being seen on camera. But for clarity's sake, let's assume they were pulling strings or remote-controlled tampered dolls. Who in their right mind would allow them to open the lock of a private family mausoleum just to mess with the dolls for one video? There's also no way that there could be somebody behind the dolls, as it's completely blocked off. More so, these are clips from a live stream where
You idiots. You absolute idiots. You think that the leaf moving is paranormal too, but it's evidence of the string. And I don't think that you understand the concept of it might not be a fucking mausoleum. It might be a room built into somebody's own property. Furthermore, that's a dog shit lock. You could pick that with a bobby pin. It might be their family mausoleum. There's a million things that could be going on here, and all of it is string. In any case, that's all the time I have for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, please like the video and hit the subscribe button. Watch one of these two videos here, and I'll see you tomorrow. I love you. Okay, bye.